Welcome to the Party Chat podcast. I'm your host Peyton, here as always with my co-host JD and Brent, and we're here today to I don't know. I don't know why we're here. I don't know why we're doing this. Why are any of us here? Why are any of
Just to
us?
suffer.
Why do we? Would you really think about it? As society has progressed over time, what are we trying to do? Are we trying to make art? Are we trying to make monuments to leave for future generations to remember us by? We look back on the early marvels of the Industrial Revolution. We have beautiful artifacts to look back on, like you have the Eiffel Tower, the Statue of Liberty, and before
It's
that,
very
way back,
Franco-centric.
you have the yeah, I know. All I know is French architecture. The ancient Greeks left for us the Parthenon, and Rome left us the Colosseum.
The
What are we?
Pantheon would
What
have
are what
been
are
better.
we? What are we leaving behind? What are we leaving behind for future generations to remember us by? The answer to that question, gentlemen, is the Emoji Movie. They're gonna look back.
I was gonna say just emojis in general.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there. They're gonna see the Emoji Movie and they're gonna be like, "Wow," and they're just really not gonna think about it all that much. It's like we're probably not gonna take up that much of their headspace
They're just gonna be
in
like, "What are
hindsight.
these like hieroglyphics?
Yeah,
What does this mean?"
which is referenced in the movie.
Yeah.
I,
Well,
I don't
future
know. I don't
generations.
know.
The Emoji Movie's not going to be around for future generations to pick it.
You don't know that.
I do know that because there's tons of garbage movies that we
Yeah,
don't
I
watch.
really the thing about this
God,
movie. I guess
no.
we're just gonna hop right in immediately to the Emoji Movie. Um, but more than anything, it's just kind of boring and pointless.
Yeah, it's
And
not
just
even
kind of
like
whatever.
so bad like you want to
Yeah,
show everybody. It's just you watched it. I started a groan counter in my phone
yeah.
note, and I gave up on the groan counter because I stopped caring about how many times I groaned.
The thing
I
is,
groaned
this
a lot.
when this came out, there was so much hype about how bad this was. People were calling
No,
Yeah.
this like the worst movie like ever.
if there's anything this movie absolutely does not deserve, good or bad,
Yeah.
it is hype or attention, which
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess nullifies
like
the fact that we're doing a podcast on it. But
The movie
and
came out 3 years
like
ago. No one gives a crap about it
hindsight's
anymore.
2020 on this one. We thought it was a really funny idea.
yeah.
Literally, as a joke on the podcast, we're like, "Oh, let's review the Emoji Movie," and here we are.
The
It's like
Neanderthals we are.
us. Past us was trying to prank future us right now. Past us, they're laughing at us. They're laughing. They know they
They're
got it.
laughing.
Yeah, they are. They're mocking us.
Well,
It's like the
past
opposite.
me
Past
is
and
is
future us are mocking us in this moment right now.
See,
What we're trying to make.
past me just was just like thinking it was real funny, but future me is just like this is just kind of a waste of time.
Yeah,
yeah.
see, both generations are laughing at us right now. That's my point. The past and the future doesn't care about us. We're so insignificant in the grand scheme of things, and so is this movie.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, this movie's just insignificant.
It
The thing
really
is,
is.
it's really just nothing.
It's just
It
a bit
is
of marketing garbage to
Yeah,
uninspired soundtrack
little tiny
seller
kid
fodder.
butts and
I
little
can
tiny
think
seats.
of like way worse movies than this. Just like at the
I don't
top.
know. Like, I can't. I went in the movie thinking it might be fun, but like maybe I was determined to kind of get some, like, glean some kind of value from it. Um, but this movie, I genuinely hate this movie.
All right, boys. Well, who wants to do the bidding of telling us what this movie's about?
What is the movie about? What the fuck's it about? What's the plot?
Who wants to give us a synopsis?
Uh, the Emoji Movie is a project created by an advertising agency in order to sell a movie and get as many product tie-ins as it can in order to make money.
Yeah, they want to
And
sell a
it,
lot of poop emoji pillows.
Yeah,
yeah,
this movie is just a slightly better version of Wreck-It Ralph 2.
yeah, it achieved its goal and it made it in that it made money. And then it quietly went away. It's a product. Everyone who made this movie should feel ashamed. If any of them committed suicide, this movie would probably be mentioned in their suicide note.
I want to know who had
Uh,
blackmail on T.J. Miller to get him to star in this movie. I thought T.J. Miller considered himself to be above this.
Well, that
This
guy's a piece
weird,
of shit
creepy. Yeah,
anyway.
no,
So
like he's garbage human.
yeah.
Like, but how did he? They must have had blackmail on him, and then they must have wanted an Emoji Movie too, and then they really revealed the blackmail.
I mean, this movie's got like some pretty big star power.
yeah, it's Patrick Stewart.
Yeah,
But
Patrick Stewart's in it.
Patrick,
Anna
and
Faris.
he only. Are we counting Anna Faris' star power?
I mean, for this shit,
No, she's like the perfect type of like actress for this movie. Like this movie is one Will Arnett short of like a standard like animated movie that comes out like every
for
year.
me, like James Corden was perfect for this movie.
Yeah, no, that's
He really
that's
was.
dead on.
Yeah.
It's just of all the people, like T.J. Miller for your lead in an Emoji Movie. Yeah, let's get the Silicon Valley and Deadpool guy to be the charismatic lead in an advertising movie. Not even like fucking like Jason Bateman or somebody
Jason
you
Bateman.
like expect for this.
Well, Jason Bateman doesn't pander to kids.
I know, but Jason Bateman likes money. Like Jason
Well, Jason
Sudeikis. Oh no,
Bateman.
Jason Sudeikis did Angry Birds. Sorry, no, he met his quota. Never mind. That's my bad. I was about to say why didn't Jason Sudeikis do that, but I think he's the lead in the Angry Birds movie.
You know the Angry Birds movie I've actually watched. I like watching bad animated movies. And this is by far the worst one I've seen. Like I've watched the Minions
Really?
movie. I've watched the Angry Birds movie. None of them compare to how soulless this film is.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm with Brent. I've seen the Minions movie. The Minions movie had more soul than this did.
I saw like 5 minutes of the Minions movie in high school, like in class. One day it was just, I don't know, it was whatever.
Well, this movie,
I watched it on a date.
yeah,
There was
this
not a
movie,
second date.
this movie, it really is just like watching like infomercials, like going to the
Yeah.
advertisement.
They
Yeah,
literally
it's
moved
really,
from commercial to commercial.
yeah, it's really just. I've
This-
never encountered so something so devoid of any kind of creativity or passion or
This
something
movie,
so inhuman as
it
It's
this.
just
hits every
soundtrack
single,
song to soundtrack
yeah,
song to
it
soundtrack.
hits literally every
Pitbull
single
song.
beat that like for the formula of how to make like a kids movie,
Yeah,
like a boring soulless kids movie. It hits every single one of those beats. You can
Yeah.
predict the whole movie by the first 5 minutes.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
like upbeat Diplo song to Pitbull
Yeah.
song, and then the emoji pop at the end there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Love the emoji pop.
the forced like,
Everybody
dance
was doing the
move.
emoji pop 3 years ago. Actually, no, this movie's almost 4 years old.
Yeah,
Yeah. No. Yeah.
We
Almost.
really missed the boat on this one.
this movie drained me more than Come and See did. I felt
Honestly, at the end, yeah, I was so
no.
tired when I finished the movie. It was
I-
only like 8, but I was.
Yeah, I couldn't
tired
believe it
as
was an hour and a half long.
it's not even an hour and a half. It's an hour and like 10 minutes.
It's 86. It's like an hour and 26 minutes, I think.
Yeah, my
well,
fiance
like
is
with
like,
credits, it is.
like my fiance is like, no, it's an hour and 36, isn't it?
With
I'm
credits, it's an
pretty
hour
sure
and
it was
26
this one
minutes
was
long.
86. The credits only last like 3 minutes.
Well, the credits start like 10 minutes before. Like the movie, I looked at the time. It was like 1 minute. It was 1:16 when the movie like officially when the credits rolled.
But my fiance's genuinely upset at me for making her watch it with me too, and she made a
I would be
surprisingly,
too.
yeah, she made a surprisingly valid point about the plot of this movie,
Yeah.
and that she said it's just like a soulless, shorter version of Divergent. I don't
I
know if
mean,
either of you have seen
Diver-
Divergent, but that is
Divergent's
a
already soulless though.
I know no more so because instead substitute all the dystopian stuff that everybody was capitalizing on
I had to
and just
watch.
replace it with like
Yeah.
like pop songs and stuff, and it's the same like be yourself.
I watched that movie like
individual."
in a hotel room on cable and fell asleep like halfway through.
Yeah, I mean,
Boring.
yeah, the for a surprisingly good cast movie didn't really do well. A much better Shailene Woodley, Miles Teller film would be The Spectacular Now. Because believe it or not, they can actually act.
That was
They
like
can
the
But
beginning of A24.
Yeah, that was that was when they were slept on.
Is that actually a good movie?
Yeah, the Spectacular Now was great.
Mm.
Yeah, not I don't like it as much as I like A24's new stuff, but it's a great movie.
this movie's
Yeah,
like
this review has taken us to just talking about other movies. We'd rather talk about any movie
Because there's nothing.
but
Okay,
this movie.
there's like almost nothing to talk about.
Yeah, I'm out. I'm gone. Like hold on, like I tried to take notes. I'm just gonna read you my crappy, unorganized notes written by a 70-year-old man or boardroom of them. Yeah. Uh, I think I got to 6 groans and I stopped counting. Is that T.J. Miller? Jesus, that is T.J. Miller. Uh, the fucking poop jokes. That I guess that's what I'm going to next. Every word out of Sir Patrick Stewart's mouth is a
Yeah,
godforsaken poop
but
pun.
to be fair, he
Most
only
of the
has like
jokes in this
three
movie are just
lines.
puns.
He's only got 3 lines like the whole movie.
No, there's more, and they're just poop jokes. I know it's probably still single digits in terms of lines, but like each poop joke, each soft poop joke, number 2 poop joke, hard poop joke,
Oh yeah,
run poop joke,
when he walked out of like that building, he was like, "We have to go
and
do our duty."
he was like,
You would laugh at
"What?
that.
What did I say? I didn't
there's
say a duty word." But he did
there
say a duty word.
there was one joke he made that was just a Star Trek reference. It was
Yeah, the
Yeah,
red alert
yeah.
thing.
uh, it's the only non-poop related joke he made. But it's not really surprising Patrick Stewart would do that. I've been watching a lot of American Dad recently, so it's not really. And he's in American Dad. If you guys didn't know, it's not really surprising that
Yeah,
he'd be
Brent,
in
do
a
you actually
media
enjoy
watching.
American Dad?
American
That's the
Dad is
second one.
legitimately like an actually like good show.
Like, is Seth MacFarlane
Like,
capable of being
No,
funny?
he's not. He's not a writer. He hasn't written anything in like a million years. He's just a voice
Really?
actor.
the
I
Yeah,
didn't
first
know
two
that.
seasons of Family Guy are actually funny.
yeah. It's. I think it's all the writers from the first seasons of Family Guy just went to work
Huh.
on American Dad. Like it's actually a good show. I'd recommend it.
Don't watch the Cleveland Show though. That show's so bad.
Yeah, no, that
Hey,
show's
no,
bad.
David. If David Lynch is good enough for the Cleveland Show to be a recurring character,
But
yeah, I
this
don't know why
movie,
of all things David Lynch agreed to do the fucking Cleveland Show, but anyway,
Emoji
Patrick
this
Movie.
Stewart.
this movie is like the Lego Movie, Wreck-It Ralph, and there's some other movie I was gonna throw in there, but I can't remember what it is. Whatever.
The Lego
It's like
Movie is so good.
yeah, no, it's like
But it's
those
trying to follow
movies.
that
Genuinely
formula,
great.
though.
Yeah.
It's like those movies, but you throw it into like a robot brain, and then you have the robot brain process what a movie like that would be,
Yes.
Yes,
while trying to make the most money possible.
Because this movie wasn't. It feels like it wasn't made by someone. It was made by a bunch of
an
team of
algorithm.
executives.
Yeah, this movie
Yeah,
was like an algorithm.
Yeah.
this movie is so inhuman. It's scary.
Another thing I had written down that I thought was funny was the whole movie they kept preaching like individuality and stuff, and that's the ham-fisted message. But like the girl character is like, it's like don't let others tell you who you need to be. Be
Yeah,
yourself. Express your individuality. Unless you're a girl, then you have to be a princess, and it's bad to be different. You have to be a princess. And she's like, but I don't want to be a princess. The whole movie, I don't want to be a princess. And she's like, I'll be a princess because everybody else
yeah,
wants me to be. And she just does it. I'm like,
yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
The
Yeah. Like
yeah,
how she totally abandons her whole like, oh, I want to go see
yeah,
like the rest of like the
yeah.
class.
yeah,
She's like,
Gender.
actually, I'm just
I'm gonna
gonna
go
go
back
show
and
it to
save a
Nico.
man who guilted
Yeah.
me
Yeah.
into being
Yeah.
in a relationship with him.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
The
stupid.
the
Score
feminist
one for gender
character,
norms.
the feminist character is inexplicably tied to the male protagonist.
Yeah, these gender norms got hands in this movie. They really do.
Yeah. Like
I'd
it's
noticed that
such a
so bad.
shallow like idea she brings up. You know, it's like a it's just uh, I don't want to talk about this movie.
Is there another
When they
movie
went
we can think
into
of off the top of our heads that we could just talk about just from memory?
The Lego
Right.
movie is really good. It's a
Yeah,
lot
let's
similar
turn
to
It
this.
this
is.
movie.
The Lego movie is so
And
creative
I could
and
talk
like
about the Lego movie from memory.
how colorful and creative it was.
Yeah, they're
It
very
just,
similar.
Because
Um,
like the Lego movie gave you like a genuine sense of adventure and like fun.
yeah, it really captured the feeling of building Legos.
Yeah.
well, I appreciate that that movie was like an homage, almost in certain aspects, to like
Yeah.
early 2000s, like Lego YouTubers.
Yeah,
By,
like
by sticking,
Forest
like
Fire
yeah,
101.
like Forest Fire, like by sticking to like the stop motion style of animation when they could have easily just abandoned that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
That
made it
was
into
so
animation.
cool that they chose to like almost limit themselves and keep that a thing and keep that kind of stop motion feel to it.
And it
Yeah,
was
all
actually
the
funny.
yeah, the Lego
Yeah,
movie is
Yeah.
just really well written.
and an animated movie Will Arnett is actually great in.
Yeah.
The
Actually, I
one
don't
of
hate the
the
Lego Batman movie either, but I'll say
I
that.
haven't seen it,
I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
but one of the things in the Lego movie I really like is the attention to detail on the like minifigure. Like you can see like fingerprints on them and like
Yeah,
scuff marks. It's so detailed and nice.
Phil Lord and Chris Miller are just really underrated directors. IMO. I would have loved to see like
Yeah.
what they could have done with Solo before Disney
Yeah.
fired them.
It would definitely been more fun.
Yeah, which I don't hate Solo, but I mean, I really like
Yeah.
Phil Lord and Chris Miller. They've got a
Because
good.
then they got Ron Howard, and Ron Howard to me feels like kind of like the Emoji Movie, where it just feels like it was made by a computer.
Yeah, Ron Howard is just like what's his name? Like Sam Allardyce.
Ron Howard is like a gluten-free cracker.
It's like wherever you need to like plug him in, he'll
Ron
just go
Howard.
there.
Ron Howard sounds like a porn director.
He's like the Maya Rudolph, where if there's a movie and you just need somebody to be in it, Maya Rudolph will do that. Who was also in the Emoji Movie.
She was.
She was
Yeah,
the
she's
smile. Yeah.
Smiler, yeah.
Oh. Oh, for some reason when you said Maya Rudolph, it made me think of Maya Angelou.
You know the funny thing about Maya Rudolph is she's
Maya
married
Angelou
to
is
Paul
not in the
Thomas
Emoji Movie.
Anderson.
She's not. Yeah.
She's married to wait, whoa, what? What, JD?
Yeah. Either she's dating or she's married to Paul Thomas Anderson.
Of two people on planet Earth that are on the
Yeah.
farthest opposite spectrum from each other,
Complete like opposite like careers.
you have one of the most depressing directors of all time married to Happy Madison's finest.
Who's Paul Thomas Anderson?
That's like if Greta Gerwig married like Nick Swartzen.
Yeah.
Who's
Paul
Nick
Thomas
Swartzen?
Anderson did There Will Be Blood, Boogie Nights.
Yeah, I
Boogie
haven't
Nights
seen
is
it.
great.
I've heard of There Will
Love
Be Blood,
Boogie
but I
Nights.
haven't watched any of it.
The Master.
Boogie Nights is Mark Wahlberg's best movie. It's not even a little bit close.
What is who was that name that you said, Peyton? That brought up an
Nick
errant
Swartzen,
memory.
Bucky Larson,
Yeah.
Born to Be
Oh
Wild.
yeah, that guy.
Yeah, that's him.
The hit movie.
Nick Swartzen. What a
We're-
man.
Let's make this the Bucky Larson Emoji Movie review.
I haven't seen Bucky Larson Born to Be a Star.
Yeah, he is dating Maya Rudolph. You're not, but you know who he left?
Yeah, Fiona Apple. Or she left him.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, I'm confused by something.
Oh no,
It
that was
says-
Christina Apple.
It says that
Shout
Christina
out to
Applegate.
Christina Applegate.
Yeah. Woo.
Shout out
Yeah.
to Christina
Good
Applegate.
job. Yep. We got to clap for
No,
Christina.
Fiona Apple broke up with him, I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
it said that him and Fiona Apple dated until 2002, but that him and Maya Rudolph started dating in 2001.
Oh,
Of course.
you gotta break
Welcome to
some
the Party
rules.
Chat Scandal Podcast, where we talk
Well,
about Paul
I mean,
Thomas
that's
Anderson's
just
sex
that's
life.
normal for Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah, get the get that bus in Maya Rudolph pussy. I don't know what that sentence I just said was. I'll be honest.
That bussin'.
Yeah,
Yeah, Hayden tried to teach
Peyton's-
him the word bussin' last night,
Yeah,
and he
Peyton's-
can't wrap his mind around it.
Peyton's little
Bussin'.
boy taught me.
Payne's little twink boy.
One of the 4 people that listen to this podcast.
One of our faithful subscribers, actually. But he was trying to teach Brent what bussin' was. And then he said it, and Brent grew like a gray beard. He was like, "What? What was that word you said, young lad? What is that word you just used? What? What does it mean?
I thought you said.
I must know what you mean by this
Hold on,
bussin'."
Peyton. Wait, what does bussin' mean?
Very good, very good, very. It's,
Okay.
like if you're eating like Cheez-Its and they're really good, you'd be like, Cheez-Its, that shit bussin'. Well, you yell it like that. You yell it like that. That's what
It
you
sounds
do.
like
You have to actually like yell it.
It's
sounds
better.
like-
It has more effect. Like, JD, you try it. What's something that could be bussin'?
Uh,
I just want to hear you yell. I
what's
don't
your
think you're
favorite,
capable of it.
What's your favorite pea, JD?
pea.
Sweet peas, green peas. Because you're a vegan and all, you probably like peas.
No, not vegan.
Yeah, how much falafel do you eat? Like a
How
lot.
much vegan
Your
falafel do you eat?
chickpeas.
Your chickpeas. Black-eyed peas. Black-eyed peas are
You're real-
bussin'.
Really getting the
black-eyed
stage
peas are
fright
pretty
on how to use
fucking
bussin'.
bussin'.
There you go. Hey, he did it. All right,
But
Brent.
see, bussin' sounds like bussy.
What do you
It's,
say, bussin'?
it's not. Yeah, what do you? It's not bussin'. It's bussin'.
But it sounds like bussy. Bussy's a
It's
different word.
Pussy.
Well, if you keep
Give me
saying
your
bussin',
pussy.
it's gonna sound like bussy.
Maybe I want it to sound like it because it makes the word more interesting.
This went
Just-
off
then
the
just
rails
yell
so
that,
fast.
Yell that something's bussy.
Bussy?
Yeah.
Nothing's bussy. It's a noun. It's not an adjective.
Well, use bussin'. Use bussin' in a sentence. This is just,
Bussin'.
no, like, stop saying it like that. It's not how you say it.
Bussin' makes me feel.
No, that's not how.
feel
Okay,
good.
moving on from bussin'.
Uh,
I genuinely have nothing left on this movie. I got
Oh,
nothing.
I
Like,
hated
I'm
the
gone.
Well, oh yeah. Do we have any final thoughts?
the
I wish I
emoji,
was
like
timing this.
their design, like it's just so lazy. How it was just a stick figure of the emoji face. Like, let's just draw a stick
That's how
figure.
emojis are, Brent. That's what emojis
No.
look like.
But they just they took the emoji like heads because they're just little faces, and then they drew arms and legs on them, and that's it.
What, were you gonna make a
Oh, this is
buff
what emojis
emoji?
I don't know, but it
I
could
would-
be
that would be
interesting. It's-
Gross if they had like muscles and like upper bodies and
I
shit.
think
They
the
had
emojis.
realistic
I think they'd be
faces.
hotter. I think they would be hotter if they had pussies. I think.
Yeah, I guess so.
Can we make the
That would
thumbnail
be
for this
totally
video
fine.
like some emoji roll 34 or something?
It exists.
Some buff
I
ass
know it
emoji.
does. I don't doubt it for a second. If you can think of something, there's probably roll 34 of it.
Oh, one of my thought. You guys were kind of disparaging the concept of the emoji. I think emojis. Well, emojis originally originated in Japan because it's hard to type in Japanese.
I googled it.
Yeah, and they're run by the. Oh, you googled rule. I thought you googled where they came from. Yeah. How many hits did it get, Peyton?
I'm sending it to the group. Hold on. I wish we could show. We need to have like a. We need to have like an OnlyFans for the podcast where we can like put pictures anywhere we want. God, I hope I send this to the right group. Okay, I did.
You know, have a Kurt Chu incident again.
We're not talking about that. We're not talking about that. It's in the past. We're moving on. Moving on from that.
Oh, wait. Can we talk about high five for a sec?
Do we
Yes,
really want
Mickey.
to?
Yeah, can we talk about that
He
picture
was
of
so
Hot Five?
gross. Like he genuinely like
He is.
disgusted me.
Yeah, I don't like hands.
I don't like his mouth.
Made
His
me
mouth is really
uncomfortable.
small and weird.
Because it was like
I don't-
glossy and it was like shiny and it was a hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like his tiny little penis either.
We each paid $4 to watch this movie.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
I
no,
dropped
I-
$4 on this. This is the
Yeah.
only movie for this podcast I've had to pay for.
$12 went to the Sony Corporation for this abomination.
Damn, we should have all just rented one and then got into those accounts.
No, we should have
and watched it.
pirated it. Is what we should have done.
It was on Pornhub for a while.
To show them.
I actually like emojis a lot. The Unicode. They're not run by like a company or anything. They're run by like a organization, like a world organization, called Unicode. That they're responsible for like the internet, like the way like fonts and stuff on the internet. And each year they have like a little thing to nominate more emojis. And they're getting more like representative and stuff. I think it's neat. I watched Tom Scott talk about it, so I'm an expert on it. Yeah.
Well,
One more. That's all the thoughts I have on the Emoji
This
Movie.
movie sucked,
It was really
Yeah.
terrible, truly terrible.
but it brought
Not
me
fun.
it brought me Emoji Movie Rule 34, so I guess it's all right.
It brought me closer to death. Life is just varying levels of pain.
In retrospect, I know hindsight's 2020, but maybe this wasn't the best option for a prolonged discussion.
Movie's harmless.
It's not harmless. I
It's
feel
not
like
harmless.
shit.
This
I
movie
feel
is
like
not
shit.
harmless.
All right,
You're just
No,
a
it
little
is not.
tired. You're fine.
No, this movie is
I'm
so
not.
disgusting.
I'm not.
This movie is
Alright.
indicative of a virus that's
fine.
sweeping through Hollywood, JD. This is not harmless. This is the first symptom of a dying body. Yeah, I don't have anything
If
else to talk
Moses, if the whole Moses story would have happened like right now, this would have been the first plague God sent down on Egypt.
about.
It'll start raining emojis.
No,
Instead of
no.
frogs.
Like
The firstborn son will have to watch the Emoji Movie.
yeah, like unless you put like I'm about to go put like lamb's blood on my door right now.
You have to pin a bit of hand emoji rule 34 on your door to stop the angel of death coming in and killing the firstborn son.
I have to put the hand on my front door to stop people from coming in. It's like a little stop sign.
There was a stop sign emoji in the movie.
Yeah, and he didn't
It
work.
was-
He wasn't very effective.
What is
It's like
idiot.
somebody's barreling toward him, so he just kind of stands there, like a little bit more like angrily than usual, to be like, "Hey, I am a stop sign." But somebody's still
That's
barreling
enough.
past him.
We've given this movie the
But this
word
movie was
count it
beating a dead horse.
deserves.
Let's beat this movie until we can't get any more out of it. Actually, what more can we squeeze out of this lifeless sack of?
Let's move on.
Peyton,
Let's
you won't. Peyton, you won't get what you want if you
Now we
want
can
to talk more
about
about
some
the
shit
Emoji
that's
Movie.
actually bussin'.
It's very,
No, we can
very
talk
good.
about-
So
Wow.
I just want to start off by saying that if you're listening to this, and you got past the thing to all that garbage, go listen to this album. Turn off your lights, lie down, listen to this album full blast,
Telling people to
come
do
back. It's a good idea. It's the
You're
best
gonna
way
give
to
people like
experience this
crippling
album.
anxiety.
He said it to me
No,
like
this-
5 times last night. He wouldn't shut up about it.
Because it's the best
He
way
kept,
to.
he kept being like, "Listen, Peyton, I've known you a long time, and
It's
you
the
really
best way.
the only thing to like fix you as a person is if you like lie down in a dark room and you close your eyes, turn all the lights out, and like make sure you feel as isolated as possible and listen to this."
It is.
Which
It's
I listened to it in
such-
my car, and I just felt isolated. and
Oh,
lonely.
in your car?
Yeah, I listen to it while I drive. That's honest to God where like I mostly listen to like most of my music.
I feel like I can't pay
I get
attention
that.
to music when I listen to it.
Oh no, car is like that's one of my favorite musical experiences.
I agree.
I love driving and listening to music.
I listen to the Hog while I'm in my car because I don't have an auxiliary quick port, so I just have to listen to the Hog.
92.3.
Yeah, I listen to the John Boy and Billy show in the morning, They're and they're extremely racist skits they have.
Yeah, if you're listening to this, shout out the Hog and 92.3 and John Boy and Billy in the morning.
Their skits are so freaking racist.
I don't listen to their skits. I haven't listened to them in a long time because I just have an aux cord.
They have a character named Ike, a bit where they say "I ask Ike," It's one of them doing this horrendous, like, generic, like, racist portrayal of a black person answering questions.
Oh
It's so bad.
no.
They have
Oh
a rabbi
no.
character that reviews movies and talks about how big the breasts of the characters are.
No.
It's so
Are you
bad.
serious?
Yeah, it's so bad.
I don't know how we got on a local radio rant, but
It's the only thing I can listen to. I don't know any other radio stations.
Just put the music out of your speaker, like on your phone.
It sounds terrible. My truck's really loud, so I can't really hear it. Anyway, this album is a masterpiece. Like, genuinely, one of the best albums to be made ever.
Yeah.
It
I want to
has.
hear Peyton's thoughts on it first, because this is his first time listening.
Okay.
I. All right, bear with me here.
Yes.
I appreciate this album, and I like the vibe of it. I think it's very interesting, and it creates a very. I like the atmosphere of the album. I'm very big on an album having a cohesive theme and establishing an atmosphere that it like maintains the whole album. And this album was very good at that. So it tickled like my fancy there. But this is not something I could like just get in my car and like play regularly at all. It's not being like, I'm in the
No,
mood
I
to
agree.
like a long drive. I'm like, I'm gonna bump to this.
Just
It's like,
listen to a long road, no
yeah,
turns.
it's like, hey guys, like check out this song I found.
This is kind
Check
of like
this out.
watching like an Ari Aster movie. You're just like,
Yeah.
this is great, and I love it, but I can't watch it often.
I I listen to music like this all the time. So
Define
I
music
have
like this,
like
like other bands.
noise,
No,
like
well,
Death Grips.
I listen to noise music like pretty often, but this is like darker,
I mean, yeah,
more aggressive.
but I
There's
mean,
a lot of noise music
Death
in there.
Grips.
Like this album is genuinely scary.
It is like that when I said like turn off the lights and stuff. When I did that, I genuinely was terrified.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah,
So that's the first way I listened to this album. I just had all the lights off and my headphones on, laying in bed.
it's not the first way
It's
I
kind
listened
of
to
like
this album.
Yeah.
a little less industrial version of like the Nine Inch Nails.
It did remind me of Nine Inch Nails a bit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because right off the bat, like City Song is terrifying.
Yeah, this is probably one of the best openers and closers of like any album.
Yeah.
City Song sets the mood for this album perfectly. It really it's like an establishing shot of a movie. It's perfect. The drums sound like gunshots and the guitar riffs sound like screams as you're transported to this terrifying vacant city of dread.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing. This album is really, really, really good.
Yeah, I love the way they did that too. Where sometimes you were like, "Is that someone screaming?" or is that a guitar?
Yeah,
Like it almost sounds like it could be either.
they really weave a very complicated soundscape
Yeah.
with their instruments there.
The album sounds exactly like the album cover.
Yeah.
The album cover's fucking terrifying.
Yeah, it's
I
great.
hated looking at it. It is
Can't wait
great.
till
Whoever drew it's fantastic. But
Yeah.
I can't wait till my T-shirt of it gets in. So
that
I'll get
actually
you a
would be kind
t-shirt.
of cool to have on a T-shirt, to be honest.
Yeah,
Like that logo.
Yeah.
but this have you guys either of you guys ever read Lovecraft?
No.
I have not, no.
This album is cosmic. It's in the same genre as Lovecraft is, cosmic horror. Specifically Call of Cthulhu and Shadow over Innsmouth. Particularly an ocean song, where he's referencing like being called to the ocean. It's very Call of Cthulhu. It's very Lovecraftian horror.
Yeah.
It's really seeped into the bones of this album.
Yeah.
It's very
Even with like how dark and scary it is, like this album is still a banger.
It is like The Reason They Hate Me.
That one for me.
Don't tell me how to do my job.
Long Roads, No Turns.
Yeah,
There it's called The Flammable Man. I love The Flammable Man.
yeah. Something burning there or something.
Yeah. The Lord song too. I think those might be like up there for me. Like the little short 2-minute songs.
Yeah,
'Cause they're just like they're quick, they're fast, they hit you hard. I love
yeah,
that about them. And Satan in the Wait too. Just the way that song builds
yeah.
as it goes on. This big, like epic, like 7-minute long song. Yeah. I feel like
It's
half
got
of
some
Brent's
great
review
air
on this album
drumming.
is just gonna be him just making noises.
Brent,
I
like,
mean,
I feel like this is a sign we should actually start a noise band together.
I would love to start. Like, you have no idea how much I would love that.
Brent, I've got some pedals you could play with. I'll show you. Like, I literally have like one of the noisiest pedals on planet Earth, and then a
Hell
tool
yeah.
that comes with it to make it noisier. Last night, I was in my little studio area here at Jenna's house, and I was literally just like, I legitimately got feedback out of my guitar. I didn't touch it for 2.5 minutes, and it just kept making more noise. It was awesome.
Like some
A lot of
Sonos
fun.
stuff.
Yeah, I just need like a delay pedal and reverb, and then we can get weird with
Hell yeah.
it. this is
I'm
how
down.
this is how our indie noise project starts.
This album, I can't like express to you guys how good this album is. Like there's nothing bad about this album. There's
Oh
no
no, I
no
totally
wasted
agree with you. I
seconds.
absolutely love this album a lot.
Like I've listened to this album almost every day on my lunch break, and it just really it really does an amazing job of hypnotizing you and transporting you to it like a whole nother world of like this horror.
Yeah, it really puts you in this almost kind of like hypnotic state where
Yeah,
you're not, if you like close your eyes and listen to it, you're not almost in like a place that's real.
yeah, it really kind of makes you question reality a bit.
Hmm.
It's really effective at that. It's like uses every single like note perfectly in order to like weave
Yeah,
this atmosphere.
for how chaotic it is, it's very precisely planned out and played.
Yeah, it's very like methodical. Like there's a real, it's very cohesive.
Yeah,
It's very
it's
cohesive.
very intricate.
It's like the exact opposite of this band's earlier works, where there was still noise, but it was just chaos, like complete chaos, like most noise bands are. And this album really refines that to a point, really focuses that energy and those the sounds into a like a narrative. Uh, it's so good. Like I really the lyricism. Can we talk about the lyricism on this album?
Go ahead.
Like each freaking song on this album like is like a spoken word poem, and they're all amazing. They're these like intricate wordplay, and it's so good. It's so good. Like just ah the lyrics on this album. It's so good. I can't really express more than that. like uh like the reason they hate me,
Hmm.
or it's like uh this is just the words to someone else's song, so don't sing
Yeah,
along.
or don't waste your time learning someone else's song
Yeah, that's not
too.
on the reason they hate me. Actually, that's on Long Roads.
Yeah, it's like the same kind of vibe,
Yeah,
same kind of wordplay.
it's like I sing along to that bit every time, and I feel like an
Yeah,
asshole.
I always sing
Ah,
along to "I Cry About It" because I want to.
cry.
That's just
I
such a
like
good hook.
that album, like that the uh uh in that song. It's really cool because he's not crying about it because he wants to. You know,
Hmm.
he's being kind of forced to. And he's just trying to convince himself that it's his will that he's crying, but it's this otherworldly reason he's crying.
Hmm.
Sterile voice of God singing cry on," almost like forcing him to cry about it. This album
Yeah.
perfectly breeds this atmosphere of horror.
And
it's
go
it's
ahead.
something that like I don't have much experience with like this type of music, but it's definitely it's changed like how I look at music and think about music and like approach it and stuff, and just it realized that these guys were really great at like what I said earlier, just creating like an experience. And
Hmm.
I feel like
Yeah.
more than that's kind of like what this album is. And I I really like that, and I wish like when I write music I could like expertly like create an environment like they did here. And it's really inspiring. Like I mean, it's not like a I don't mean that like a when like a movie inspires you, but it's really creatively like it gets like my creative juices going, and like I start to like think and like I don't know. I don't know how to like word what I mean, but you guys, you know what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, I know
It
what you mean.
breeds like meaningful thought and create.
Inspiration.
Yeah, like, and I really like things that can do that. I like art that genuinely makes me think and
More.
feel inspired like that, and think about things differently, and
Yeah,
approach art differently
yeah, yeah,
too.
yeah.
Like
To say like different
uh,
approaches on how to do things.
yeah, because so many people have like the same conventional approach to
Yeah,
music as a medium, and this is very
yeah,
unconventional, but it's very it pays off. Like it's very effective in this.
Yeah. Uh, it's worth noting that this album took like 10 years to make. I'm pretty sure like the band kind of broke up in 2008, I think. And I don't know if they worked on this album like continuously since then or what, but I know they kind of hate each other. Uh, and they kind of went through a lot to make this album, and they were really dedicated making this album because they all like had to travel. Like none of them live in the same town anymore. They all moved away. They're all like dads now, and so they had to like fly and travel and get together. And took like a lot of fiddling around to get it made, and it was worth it every freaking second they spent.
Do we have any final thoughts on "You Won't Get What You Want"?
It's very good.
It's a fantastic album. Uh,
You
I
really
think
can't
I
get any
think
better.
I think it'll be hopefully like remembered and like influenced in the future.
Yeah.
Um,
Kind of like that's kind of like what Godspeed is now to a lot of people. Which oddly enough, I found out about Godspeed through the 1975. Thank you very much, JD.
I really want you to recommend us a 1975 record sometime, so we can make you cry, babe.
I actually wouldn't be afraid to sometime. One of them. I do one of them.